Zambia's parliament, that adjourned prematurely this March due to the spread of COVID-19 and threats around it, is today resuming sittings. Zambians have focused their eyes on the country's legislating body that is set to make a crucial decision in either to allow the Constitution of the Republic to be amended or not. All this comes under a controversial amendment bill, the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill number 10 of 2019, which is famously known as Bill 10. The governing party, the Patriotic Front, despite having more members of parliament, cannot pass the bill into law because it cannot make up the two-thirds majority from the total of 158 members of parliament. The leading opposition, United Party for National Development, which is second in having more members of parliament in the House, has decided to reject Bill 10 from being enacted into law. The opposition UPND, just like the governing PF, have seemingly shared co-opting of some independent MPs to support their respective interests. This session will be a great decider for Bill 10, as the vote at this second reading is critical to either make it proceed or fall off. Member of Parliament Rafaona Kachinda presided over Bill 10 at Parliamentary Select Committee, presented it to the main house, and again will bring it back for second reading. He says it is cowardice for MPs to walk out as they have done in the past when the bill is brought to Parliament for debate or voting.
And we felt that that partisan stance was detrimental to the construction of a law that will guarantee that moving forward we'll govern ourselves properly. Walking away is cowardice. Walking out of Parliament just shows that people don't have merited arguments to advance on the floor of the House.
But why is Bill 10 being rejected by some stakeholders and embraced by others? Well, some claim consultation was not inclusive. Despite all Zambians being asked to take part, Non-Governmental Gender Organizations Coordinating Council Board Chairperson Mary Mulenga gives her organization's position.
We therefore do not support Bill 10 in its current form and call for its withdrawal, given that the process has not taken into account the people's aspirations.
Lawyer and Chapter 1 Foundation, an organization that deals with human rights, Linda Kasonde, says the bill should be withdrawn.
From what people have been saying regarding the bill in its current form, people are unhappy with its content. And ultimately, we would like to see the bill withdrawn for a more consultative process to take place.
As elected, say it lacked a clear roadmap, while others settle on fears that it will favor the governing party. Mark Donald Chipenzi is Governance, Elections and Advocacy Research Services Executive Director, accuses the governing party of pushing the bill against the will of Zambians.
If this bill was subjected to a referendum, I can assure you that it would have been defeated. But now they know that 157, 67 MPs, 2 or 3 can be manipulated and therefore can win a vote. That does not represent the will of the people. It represents the will of the executive.
The bill contains about 85 clauses, but during public sittings, only about 15 were contentious and some were rejected by some stakeholders. Andrew Ntewewe of Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI, that campaigned vigorously for the bill around the country, trashes some of those claims.
But no matter how much time is given to this bill to undergo further consultations, nothing more would change the opposing minds of the two sides. These consultations on the Constitution and the content have been going on since 2017. Consensus has been reached. The issue of trust has been dealt with by moving the motion of notice of amendments by the Minister of Justice before Parliament.
Should this bill pass this stage, third reading will be next before it opens up the Constitution to make amends. Arthur Davis Sikopo, reporting for Channel Africa in Lusaka, Zambia.
Tanzanian lawyers and civil society groups have expressed concern over a bill which seeks to shield the sitting president and other national leaders from prosecution, saying the charges will create a class of government officials who are above the law. The proposed amendments, which were read for the first time in Parliament last week, are open for discussion and, if passed, will require anyone seeking legal redress for human rights violations to prove that they were personally affected. The bill comes barely a year after Tanzania withdrew the right of individuals and NGOs to directly file cases against the country at the Arusha-based African Court on Human People's Rights. For more on this, Channel Africa's Kumbero Munzerere spoke to Roland Aboli, who's Tanzanian researcher at rights organization Amnesty International.
I